Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Anton and we're going to be checking out Motionless in White's brand new song Werewolf from their recent record. And we've heard, I think, 2 songs on that record. And Masterpiece, I thought was a fantastic song, dare I say a masterpiece. But we'll see what Werewolf is. So sit back, relax, and let's get straight into this one. Such a cool video, man.
Howling in my bones, there's an evil lurking in the dark.
I love the groove of this.
Ever shifting skin is ripping as you take control. I get to
this is bobbing.
And where I search. A ferocious diagnosis under moonlit hair.
Is that Chris?
The man become the monster, or the monster become man. The creature comes alive, 'cause it's fight or fright in the full moonlight. You can run,
this is catchy, man.
I can be honest, I can be human, I can become the silver bullet in your head. But no one can break my heart like I can.
No one can break my heart like I can. I love how this one grooves, man.
From the bite marks and the bits are sweet. Smile for the camera, but don't flash your teeth. Let the bodies hit the dance floor to this heartbreak beat. I feel like somebody's watching me. Feels like everybody's watching me. Seductively destructive, we are true romancers. The man become the monster, or the monster become man.
I like that line too.
All night, but I'm paralyzed when the creature comes alive. 'Cause it's fight or fright in the full moonlight.
Fight or fright. It's like some thriller shit.
I can be honest, I can be human, I can become the silver bullet in your head. But you can't break my heart like I can. Fight these cravings in the night. A beast who's burning by his fight. Can't fight these cravings in the night.
Yeah, I love this, man. This video's sick too. Ooh, guitar solo.
I can be up all night, but I'm paralyzed when the creature comes alive. Don't wanna feel. I can be honest, I can be human, I can become the silver bullet in your head. Can't fight these cravings in the night. A beast who's
There's some pop influence in here, eh? There's a lot going on. This is like a story? Okay. That was Motionless in White Werewolf. Man, I love that one. That was so catchy. I love the bobbing on it too, you know what I mean? Like I just find the groove in this one was awesome. And just Chris keeps pushing his vocals, man. I love how much character he has in his vocals. That's something I find so good about Chris. And for anyone that doesn't know, Chris is the lead vocalist of Motionless in White. But it's like, I love the attitude that, like, again, nobody sounds like him. That's why I love Motionless in White, is they have their own sound firmly routed. And it's a very dynamic sound. Like they can go super fucking heavy. They can do like a ballad, like Another Life is probably my favorite Motionless in White song, that and Code. and Masterpiece. And then they can do something like this that's just kind of like, I don't know, like electronic and kind of danceable. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I love all of the different facets of their sound. They have so much variety. They can kind of do a little bit of anything. And that always impresses me. And just, I also do love, like, you know, yeah, there's that, you know, kid part of me that just loves all of the costumes and just, like, the attention to detail in this music video is phenomenal. Like, all of the background dancing and just the set, you know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of like Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Even actually, if you think about it, that opening shot, I think, was inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas, when you saw the moon and then you saw the hill and then it comes down and you have the iron gates. You know what I mean? Like, it just, it was like so much Night Before Christmas. I loved it. And just, yeah, the video, like, was awesome. I love the confidence that they have right now. You know what I mean? And, you know, I was never into Motionless in White, like, back in the day, like, because they've been around since, I think, 2009. They've been around for a while, and I never followed them up until, like, their last record, Disguise, which I thought was a phenomenal record. Like, just some incredible songs. And also, for anyone that doesn't know, when Chris gets emotional, he gets very emotional. Like, some of their ballads are some of the best ballads I've heard, man. Like, just, God, his voice can get incredible. But yeah, overall, man, this was great, front to back. I love this. And Chris usually has some cool kind of metaphors in the lyrics. And let's go in the lyrics here, because I'm curious what the metaphor of the werewolf is. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll see what happens here. All right, we're back with Motionless in White, Werewolf. So what have the artists said about the song? So Chris said, "I think this is the band's favorite track on the record. It's definitely mine." Is good. We want to create an iconic Motionless song. I think they did a good job there. We feel like we have a lot of good songs, but we don't have an iconic song yet. Again, this is what I love about Chris and the band, is that they're thinking bigger. They're thinking like legacy. They're thinking of like, what do we want people to think of when we think of our band? And yeah, I love how they're kind of creating, they're finding their iconic sound, you know? This was an effort to create something that we felt like you'd never heard anything like it, but branded as Motionless's icon song. It's very Michael Jackson and very Muse inspired. I don't hear the Muse. Maybe actually the falsetto in the pre-chorus, which are two very different but very similar artists. That's interesting. Michael Jackson and Muse, which are two very different but very similar artists in our opinion. Michael Jackson and Muse. Interesting. That's cool. We wanted to do something that felt like Motionless joining them. I definitely like hear... Actually, I can hear some Muse. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, I can hear some Muse in this, actually, yeah. Michael Jackson I got from the music video, even though I've never sat down and listened to Thriller, like, it's just such a meme song. Like, you remember all the werewolves and shit doing this thing, right? But, yeah, actually, that's a music video I want to check out, because I've never seen the music video. But, let's go. So, let's see... Yeah, I love this. This was awesome. I can feel you. I can hear you howling in my bones. There's an evil lurking in the dark. There's an evil. Okay, just ever shifting. Skin is ripping as you take control. I can't tell you where you end. I can't tell where you end and where I start. There's an evil lurking in the dark. I think what he's talking about, I think this is pretty obvious for someone like me coming from psychology background, but I think he's talking about our shadow. Carl Jung, our shadow is all of the parts of ourselves that we repress because society deems those parts of ourselves unfit to be a human being, right? So anger is usually repressed. Sexuality, always repressed. Anything not good, like anything you don't like about yourself becomes your shadow, and then all of those things like brew in the background. You know what I mean? They all brew together, and then you get this shadow, which is a collection of all of these, literally the darkest aspects of ourselves. All of us, we all have a shadow, right? And so I think he's talking about, he's, again, a very cool metaphor, a werewolf and a shadow. And was really cool. I like this. Again, he's a clever lyricist. How what brings apart a werewolf? What brings a werewolf forward? The full moon. There's a stimuli. There's an event. There's something that brings the werewolf forward. And then in our lives, there's usually an event. There's a way of being. There's someone looks at us some way, and then our shadow leaps forward, and we become just enraged or angry or even manipulative or passive aggressive. So I want to see how far he takes this metaphor in this song. A ferocious diagnosis under moonlit hands. Will the man become the monster or the monster become man? That's interesting. It's like, is the shadow who you really are, or is the non-shadow part of yourself who you really are? Or in some sense, are they one and the same? You know, a werewolf is part man, part wolf. It's not like you're a man, then you're a werewolf. You know, yeah, exactly. One way to look at a werewolf is it's part man, part wolf. Like, which one is more you? Neither. They're both you. And so you can kind of see the shadow, that darker part of yourself, and the good part of yourself as, it's not like you're a good person and you have a shadow, and it's not like you're a dark person and you have a good side. It's like you have both. Because again, you repress a part of yourself that is 100% you, right? Your shadow is not like something separate. It is you that you deny that exists within you. It's a cool line. I could be up all night, but I'm paralyzed. I love that chorus. It's so catchy. It has such a good groove to it. And again, Chris sings it with such attitude. Like, I love the character, the kind of vibe he puts onto it. I could be up all night, but I'm paralyzed when the creature comes alive. Because it's fight or fright in the full moon light. You can run, but you can't hide. I could be honest. I could be human. I could become the silver bullet in your head. But no one can break my heart like I can. I love that line. And then werewolf. Bleed the neon from the bite marks, ever bittersweet. Smile for the camera, but don't flash your teeth. Everybody loves a mystery. Let the bodies hit the dance floor to this heartbreak beat. I feel somebody's watching me. Feels like everybody's watching me. Seductively destructive, we are true romance. Does the man become the monster or the monster become man? And then, same as last time, and then what do we get from the bridge? Can't fight these cravings in the night. A beast who's burdened by his bite. Man, he's so good at lyricism too. He's really good at rhyming schemes. And also Chris is extremely good at finding big words and like rhyming them and actually like juxtaposing different words against each other. Again, very Corey Taylor like. But yeah, I love that. A beast who's burdened by his bite. Because yeah, aren't we all burdened by that dark side? We're all terrified of the skeletons in our closet. We're all afraid of, we know the werewolf's going to come alive in our relationships when we allow someone to get really close to us. That is what is going to trigger the evolution into the werewolf. That's what's going to allow the shadow to come forward. Because usually the shadow is very primal. It's very emotional. It's very instinctual. It's very reptilian. Can't fight these cravings in the night. You can't break my heart like I can. Can't fight these cravings in the night. Moonwalking, feed the appetite. Can't fight these cravings in the night. You can't break my heart like I can. And in the pale moonlight, a debt to be paid, for one must suffer for all eternity. Nothing lasts forever, even guilty pleasures. Ooh, he could also be talking about this whole werewolf thing about the night side. Ooh. A whole other metaphor is sexuality. Again, like going to like strip clubs or even actually just our sexual nature. Because that's also something we repress. Again, we live in a very Judeo-Christian society where, again, the church or Christianity, in some sense, especially back in the day, and a lot of Christians will shame sexuality, right? Sexuality is like a kind of like a sin, and you should only do it to procreate, right? You know, no sex till marriage. Like I get it. I get their point, but it's like, again, so this could be a whole metaphor for sexuality. How it's like there's a part of ourselves that we repress, or sexuality that we only allow to be unleashed in the darkness. And again, the full moon is at night. And it's like it illuminates within the night. It illuminates our sexual taboos, and it illuminates that more sexual nature. Again, very cool. But this was Motionless in White Werewolf. I absolutely love this one. What were your thoughts? Let me know down below. And what are your favorite Motionless in White songs? Let me know down below. And do you think that Chris is correct that this could be Motionless in White's most iconic song? I can see it. I think there's a possibility, but yeah. And we've actually done a lot of Motionless in White. So if you want to go on our Motionless in White journey, click right here and I'll see you in the next one.